Hi there, Sagittarius. I am EllaAradia, and welcome to your December 2025 Psychic Tarot reading. This reading is for my Sagittarius fire signs, where we'll be exploring the overall energies and themes for the month ahead, as well as taking a deeper dive into how these might be playing out for you in your life. This is a general reading. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for all of you. What I do find, though, is there's always a shared theme that runs through the collective of all of you Sagittarius signs. So take what feels aligned to you and just leave the rest. And before we jump in, a big thank you to all of you who are supporting my channel by liking and subscribing. So if you enjoy this reading and you haven't already done that, please do. It helps the channel out a lot. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and then you can get notified when the next videos are up. So Sagittarius, let's jump in. So I always like to just tune into the energies first, Sagittarius. Just like to see what comes through. I get such a bright energy. I feel like many of you are moving into some kind of really powerful fresh start, because it looks like you're flying to me, like you're shining, and it's almost like, for me, there's this sense of really moving on from a difficult time. Something that, you know, felt heavy for you, that may have kind of dimmed your light a little bit. Because there's such a sense of kind of freedom that I feel here, where, you know, not only that, it's you kind of showing up in a really, really authentic way and really shining your light, letting yourself be seen. So with your overall energies, we have the Six of Wands, which is a card all about acknowledgement and recognition. And that's you recognizing yourself, you know, your qualities, your gifts, and how far you've come, how much you've grown, because I really do feel that you have come out of some kind of very challenging time, it feels. And wrapped up in that have been some very powerful soul lessons, and you've definitely been going through, I feel, a process of really learning those soul lessons, and not only that, you know, embodying them. So what lies in your recent past, the Queen of Pentacles, your current energies, we have the Nine of Wands. That's you looking back on the past at this last chapter with, you know, whoever or whatever this is connected to. And the Nine of Wands, you know, it represents, you know, somebody that, you know, you may have some history with, you may have invested, you know, time, energy, love into whoever, whatever this is. But there is also a sense of exhaustion in this card, because I do feel that you have compromised yourself in some way. You've compromised your needs. You've compromised your worth, or what you truly deserve. And that's the lessons of, you know, the Queen of Pentacles. It's about knowing your value, your worth. Your feelings towards this situation, the Ace of Swords, seeing things differently and getting a fresh perspective. You know, this is some kind of fresh start, a new beginning. The Ace of Swords always comes in to cut through the illusions of a situation, to reveal the truth, even if it's one that, you know, sometimes we might have a difficulty in facing. But this is the importance to me of really understanding the soul lessons in any particular situation, you know, to be able to have that understanding, to get things into context, which is what I feel is, you know, happening with this Ace of Swords. You're beginning to understand. You're beginning to understand, you know, why you had that experience, whatever it was that came to a close, whatever broke down, whatever didn't work out in the way that you thought it would or hoped it would. You know, that clarity is there because you are understanding your part to play in that and why you had that experience and what the universe was really illuminating to you and trying to teach you. So with the challenge here, we have the Chariot. Might still be a little bit of a challenge in letting go of whatever this is in your past here. Because when I see the Chariot there in the challenge position, you know, this is a card of getting back in the driving seat of your life, taking your power, taking the reins and really navigating whatever those ups and downs of life are. It's about you being back in control, back in the driving seat of your life. And it might just be that there is a little bit more to do, a little bit more to let go of before you feel kind of fully able to kind of reclaim your power is what I'm feeling. With a hidden influence here, the Ace of Wands, that's the universe bringing you in an invitation for a fresh start here. This is about following your passion, following your heart. And for those of you that this relates to career, you know, this is about following that creative spark, that creative flow of energy. You know, whatever that is that you might be kind of thinking of moving towards right now, this is about following your heart and remembering that you do have what it takes to fulfill that, or to get that job, or whatever that is for you. In your advice position, the Five of Swords, typically known as a card of conflict. But to me, the message is clear here, Sagittarius. This is all about cutting ties with people, places, situations which are unhealthy or toxic in some way. Now, for some of you, you know, this Nine of Wands that you're looking back on here, you know, this may represent a person, a connection that, I'm just saying the words, you tried your best, you know, and the person that you may have been dealing with was perhaps not really able to fully receive you, to fully receive your presence and what you had to bring, because they were wounded. They had not worked on, you know, their issues, which they brought into the connection. And, you know, there's this very strong energy, I feel, of you kind of carrying that for a long time, but at a cost of your value and your worth here, Sagittarius. And this is the card which I feel will really help you empower yourself on this journey. You know, remembering your worth, your value, your gifts, your qualities, and how much you have to give, how much you have to share. But also treasuring that, making sure that you're giving that to the right person. And what lies in your outcome, we have the Nine of Swords. When I see this in the outcome, I feel that this is a moving on from whatever this difficult chapter has been for you. One which has, I feel, created a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. I definitely feel, for those of you that this relates to love, you know, this is someone that you have really kind of got caught up in your head about. You're going back over things, replaying old conversations, messages, you know, revisiting past experiences, and a little bit in that energy of, you know, if I had done this differently, maybe it would have turned out differently, or if I hadn't have said this, or if I had said that. You know, it's this real energy of kind of ruminating. But I do feel that the clarity is here for you, Sagittarius, the understanding of, you know, the bigger picture of, you know, what that experience was all about for you. What lies beyond the Nine of Swords is the Six of Pentacles, support after a difficult time. And moving forwards, it is about remembering that the universe does have your back. You are supported. And all you really need to do is do what's best for you and follow your heart here, Sagittarius, because I do feel it will lead you into a better place, because the energy that I see in front of you, it's, you know, it's this huge expansive energy, and it's this kind of thing where, you know, give it a few months from now and you won't recognize yourself, because you'll be flying. And, you know, I really do feel that everything that you truly want, you know, is on the other side of letting go of what's in your past and stepping in to this new beginning here, Sagittarius. So it could be to, you know, just sit quietly and go through a little process of, you know, letting go of what is no longer healthy, what no longer serves you here, and just finding the courage to really do that. And, you know, get back in that driving seat moving forwards, because I do feel that the universe is bringing in an opportunity for you, for something more, for something better. And, you know, you don't have to know necessarily the destination here. All you have to do is follow your heart and just know that you will be supported. So I'm going to leave it there, Sagittarius. I hope this reading resonated. Let me know in the comments. And as always, no matter what comes through in a reading, moving forwards, always trust what feels right for you. So thanks so much for being here, and I wish you a great month ahead.